What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love the Shy, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about the Shy Season 5, Episode 7. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And man, what an episode. What a very emotional episode for Gemma and Jake. We talked about this for months about Gemma, being pregnant with the fan theory. It came true, but we always knew this probably was not going to end well. And I just couldn't see Gemma having a baby, that whole storyline going through without something major happening. And that's exactly what we got in this episode. Now, also, this episode showed us Emmett and Keisha and Tiffany. That whole thing was flat out crazy with Tiffany walking in on them. And it seems like Tiffany is probably more upset after this episode. I know she was pissed off after seeing what she saw, but it seems like in episode 8, she's going to take matters into her own hands. You guys let me know. Do y'all think Tiffany's going to try Emmett? Based off that trailer, it seems like she's going to be trying to do something, and I cannot wait to see it. And you guys let me know, what do y'all think is next for Bakari? We know he got kicked out. He went over there to stay with Papa, and now it seems like that's where he's going to be. I believe Papa's dad may get involved and something may happen, but I'm just hoping Papa can stay out of trouble. And after this episode, hopefully Bakari can finally start to stay out of trouble as well. But let's get into this recap. What did we see in episode 7, titled Angels? Now the episode starts out with Keisha and Emmett. They making out, having a good old time. And I'm thinking like, okay, I know Tiffany's going to walk in because we saw that in the trailer. But they start getting it on, which makes this even more funnier because Tiffany walks in on them while they're smashing, and the look on her face, it was priceless. And I had to go back and watch it a few times just to see her reaction to all of this. And Keisha, she got up out of there quick. I mean, she was moving like a rabbit. You didn't even hear her run up out of there. And Emmett, he was just like, man, I can't believe this. What the hell are you even doing here? Tiffany had to remind him that she was coming early for EJ, and she still has the key. Man, you need to change them locks. I'm going to tell you that right now. Change those locks, man. But that's how the episode starts out, and I'm looking like, okay, yeah, this is going to be a good one. Now, after that, we get to Jake and Trig, and now Jake finally decides to tell his brother the truth because Peaches told him, you're going to have to tell him. And we know Jake asked Trig about Peaches, and pretty much she's not coming back. That's what they think. Hopefully that is not the case, but as of right now, she is not here. Now, Trig is pissed off that Jake is having a child, and, Jake is talking about what you want me to do about it. Trig tells him, I want you to handle your responsibilities, right? And he's upset because he's like, man, how am I supposed to be a pillar for my community with you having a kid? So deep down inside, I believe he does care about what's going on with Jake, but it seems like he cares a lot more about his image in this whole city council thing. You guys let me know. Now, Marcus asks his daughter Gemma one last time, are you sure you want to have this kid? Like, is this something that you really want to do? And Gemma tells him, like, yeah, she's made up her decision. She wants to do this. And Marcus is like, well, I got you. I will be here to support you. He loves his daughter no matter what. I know it is hard for him to see her go through this. He doesn't want her to go through this. He wished everything could be differently. But hey, Gemma has made a decision and he's there to support her. Then we get back to Emmett, Keisha, and Tiffany. And Keisha has to get up out of there. She has to go back to the dorms. We know that Tiffany is still pissed off. She has an attitude problem. You can just tell on the way she's interacting with Emmett, her body language. And Emmett has to tell her, like, look, you can be mad at me, but don't take it out on Keisha. He does not want her being angry at Keisha at all. Tiffany tells him, you don't tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? So we know she don't give a damn about what he's talking about. And she tells him, like, look, don't forget to come to the parent-teachers conference for EJ. And Emmett completely forgot about it. He's like, damn, that's today. So we know in this episode we're going to see them go there and they learn about EJ's learning delay. Then we get to Kevin and Lene, and Kevin is trying to get Lene involved in this gaming competition, and you're going to get paid for it. She's acting like she doesn't really want to do it. Y'all know how Lene is. She's very defensive, but once Kevin starts to talk about the money, she starts to think twice about it, and he tells her that he can win $25K, and he wants her to go there and support him. And she's like, all right, I guess I will go or whatever. And Simone is going to be there as well. So this is going to make it even more interesting to see those two interact, especially since Lene says she's not jealous of Simone. Then we get to Rashad and Deja. They're preparing him to meet her family. He's taking these mental tests. learning about her family, making sure that he has all the correct answers or whatever. She wants to make sure he's dressed up and nice. He ain't really feeling it at first, but then he said, okay, I'll do it. And once she tells him, don't talk about jail, I already knew it was going to be some mess at this dinner. I'm just glad Rashad was able to keep his composure together when her family, was asking him those tough questions and, being very judgmental. Then we get to the parent-teachers conference. Miss Green is telling Emmett and Tiffany that EJ has a learning delay and that they're going to have to step up to the plate to make sure that he is good. Of course, Tiffany is going to bring their mess into this meeting. Like, really? Like, why are you even talking about what's going on at home as far as who Emmett is sleeping with, right? Trying to blame it all on him like it's his fault that EJ is having these issues. We already know Emmett been clapping Keisha's cheeks since high school. We know this already. And Emmett had to let her know what was the deal. Now, Miss Green trying to hear any of that because Tiffany was like, look, we ain't on good terms. It's going to be kind of hard for us to, see eye to eye. Well, this ain't about none of that. Y'all better do whatever y'all got to do to make sure y'all son is good and make sure he's getting a proper education. And at the same time, y'all got to make sure y'all doing y'all part at home, putting in that work to make sure EJ is good. Then we get to Keisha and baby Ronnie. And Keisha, she's in there struggling. She's trying to get her work done. It's loud music playing. EJ is crying. I mean, it's a struggle. She needs a lot of help and support, which as of right now, she doesn't really have it, right? She's breaking down. She's crying. She doesn't really know what to do. We know she's going to go and see her counselor later on in the episode to get, more of a clearance on what she could do to improve on this whole issue. Now we get to Gemma and Maisha. Gemma sees that Maisha has an opportunity to go to college, but Maisha is like, nah, I'm good. This is what I want to do. That's my mom's dream. I don't want to do that. And then Maisha tells Gemma, like, look, how are you going to balance, being my manager and being the mother? That's going to be tough for you to do. So once again, we're starting to see that, look, this mother thing is not as easy as Gemma thinks it's going to be, but she's willing to make it work, at least as of right now. Then we get to your boy Rashad. He's at the barbershop getting clean. Deja done got him all hooked up with a suit. This dude looking clean and fresh. And he is trying to keep himself composed, calm and cool and collected. Now, he's trying to smoke this blunt, trying to calm his nerves because he already know this meeting, it's about to be real serious. But Deja's telling him like, no, don't smoke. I don't need you going in there smelling like weed. And I'm looking like, damn, he could at least smoke the blunt before he put the clothes on or something. I mean, his nerves going to be at an all-time high, but it's understandable as far as what Deja is talking about. Rashad agrees, and now he has to, get ready for this meeting with her family. Now, Keisha finally goes to her counselor. She is struggling with Ronnie, and she's struggling with doing school. I mean, it's a lot on her plate, right? And her counselor tells her, like, look, I told you this is going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. And you need, a place where you can have support, a place where you can have a live-in sitter, and a place that is safe for you to get your work done. And she does mention that it would probably be best if Keisha goes back home with her mother. And Keisha tells her, like, well, her room is being taken up by somebody that actually needs it a lot, which we know that person is Lene. Your girl Keisha don't really want to go back home. She tells her counselor, like, look, she got another place that she can go, a better place that she think that could work out, which we know that's going to be Emmett. We know Keisha's going to ask him about moving in with each other. Now, Trig and Jake are having another conversation. Trig is telling Jake, like, look, you got to get up off your feet and figure out what you're going to do in order to take care of this baby. Jake is talking about, what you want me to do? Drop out of school and work at Smokey's full time? And Trig is like, hell nah, you ain't about to do that because you ain't about to be a high school dropout and a teen father. How you think that's going to make me look? And Jake is pissed off like, man, so all you really care about is your little whole campaign thing, which, like I told you guys, it seems like that is the case. This man is not trying to mess his image up at all. Then we get to Kev's gaming competition. Lene and Simone, they're kicking it with each other, and it was awkward at first, right? And then we see that Simone is very positive. No matter how much Lene is kind of pushing her away, having a bad mood, she continues to be positive, and she tells Lene, like, look, I know you're the reason why Kevin is so good. And, she's just pretty much supporting her. Lene, like, all right, you may just be cool, after all. Then we get to Tiara and Victor, and we know he's upset about the whole Jake thing. She tells him all you got to do is just smile and say that you're proud to be an uncle. And she talks about how she wished she was the one that got pregnant. And I'm looking like, man, so she really on it. Like, she really trying to get knocked up. She states that everybody loves a politician with a baby on the way. And Victor is like, so you trying to be for real? and she, kind of flicks her hair or whatever and gives him that look talking about anything is possible. And he asked her, is she trying to hit on him? And she tells him he's not her type or whatever, but he's growing on her, right? And she walks away talking about stop blushing. Tiara wanted it. She's been wanting this since day one. I've been telling you guys this. I told y'all Trig and her will probably hook up. That was my prediction. But we know, just like Tiara just said she has the type, your boy Trig has the type as well. And we know he was thinking about Fatima and how he's going to make things work out with her instead, which is going to be a messy situation because if he continues to do what he's been doing, he will be exposed. But that's just my opinion. Then we get back to Kevin in this whole gaming competition. We know he is teamed up with the OG guy we saw from last week's episode, and they're a great team. This is why this dude wanted Kevin on his team, because he believed Kevin had a lot of potential. And Kevin, he's dominating. They end up winning this whole little competition. That's 25 G's that's going to be split up amongst all the members, right? Now we know Simone and Lene, they've been talking, and they pretty much agree that Lene deserves a cut. Simone is telling Kevin, like, look, you're only as good as you are because of Lene. She deserves about 20% at least. Kevin was kind of pissed off at first, like, I don't know about that. Like, I'm good. Like, what are you talking about? But then once he started to think about it, he's like, all right, I got you. I will give you your cut. But at first, your boy Kevin was like, hell nah. Like, I'm keeping all the money to myself. I went out there and I played that game, not you. Then we get to Emmett and Tiffany, and they're having a conversation about EJ and if EJ is going to be okay with this whole learning delay. As long as they work things out and make sure they put in that work, EJ will be all right. They end up talking about the kids. Emmett is discussing how he wants to pass down Smokies to his sons, and he wants to make sure that they're good in the future. And Tiffany's like, man, I never knew you wanted to do that. And Emmett is like, well, I never got the, chance to actually tell you this. And we can see in Tiffany's face that maybe she's regretting some of the things that she's done to Emmett in this whole relationship. What y'all think? We know Keisha does walk in. Of course, Keisha's had a long day. She wants to have a conversation with Emmett, but she's like, look, it can wait. Tiffany was like, look, you can, talk with Emmett in front of me, but Keisha, she ain't trying to do all that. Now, Emmett does tell Tiffany, like, look, you got to calm down on being mean to Keisha. Like, don't be mean to her. And we know Tiffany's talking about it's a lot to digest. Well, Emmett tells her, well, you better get to digesting it. You know what I'm saying? Get over it because it's going to happen. Just listen to what Rob said. Let us be happy. Stop hating or whatever. We know in this next episode, Tiffany, from the looks of it, she going to try something, y'all. And we going to talk about that this week. Then we get to Rashad and Deja and this whole family dinner. And Rashad, he's holding his own weight. I know her dad was asking him some tough questions. He was getting through them. And the dad seemed like he was really liking him, right? But this is all before Rashad tells them that he's been to jail. Now, the sister, she wants to know all his business, where he's worked at. Rashad ended up slipping up and saying, look, I was locked up or whatever when he was mentioning his cafeteria job. And everybody's whole demeanor just changed. Like, they just start really judging him in a negative light. I'm looking like, man, like, y'all better put some respect on Rashad's name. Y'all got him all the way messed up. He had to tell them, like, look, yes, he was locked up in the past. And, he didn't have the best things, the best people around him teaching him right to wrong when he was growing up. So it was difficult for him. But that does not mean he's the same person that he was back in the day. And he tells them, like, look, I don't care what y'all think about me. Y'all can judge me, but all that matters is if he's with Deja, and that's all he really cares about. And the way that he said it, they couldn't really say anything to him. You know what I'm saying? The dad, he looked at him and gave him his props. I mean, the whole time, to be honest, the dad, he was kind of, real strict a little bit, asking him some questions, but it really seemed like the dad was liking him from the very beginning. And it seemed like the sister was the one that had all the issues. But Rashad got through it. He kept his composure. He caught himself a few times, and I'm glad that he was able to make a good impression by the end of this dinner. Then we get to Papa and Bakari. They're in line to get inside of Maisha's little concert, and Bakari is having issues already at the door with the doorman. And I'm looking like, man, this kid, man, it don't matter what or where he's at, he's always getting into it with somebody. Even one of the guys behind him, he was about to get into it with that person as well. Now, Papa has to tell him, like, look, that's that dude's job. Like, just chill out. It ain't that big of a deal. Bakari, he ends up seeing Lene, and this is where Bakari should have been putting all his energy into, in my opinion. He should have been trying to get at Lene, just be chill and be cool. But no, Bakari couldn't do that. He had to go out and mess everything up, right? Because this is Bakari. This is what he does. Now Trig gets to Fatima's spot. He's trying to kick it with her, but she tells him she has somebody else inside, and she didn't think they were exclusive, which she's not lying. They're not exclusive. We know what Trig has been on, and Trig is upset. Like, really? So you kicking it with somebody else? So now he feels some type of way about that. I already told you guys, this whole storyline is not going to end well. I believe Fatima will be the one that's going to, break the news to everybody about Trig and what he's doing. And that's the last thing that he needs right now, especially running for city council. I know a lot of you guys have been talking about, doesn't everybody already know about Trig and what he's doing, what his type is? And that does make a lot of sense. A lot of people do know, but I guess it's still some people out there that don't know. All I know is this: when it gets put out, everybody is going to know, and it ain't going to look too good for your boy Trig. Now, we get to Maisha's concert. She's killing it. I mean, she's on live. Everything is going well, right? But we know since Bakari is there, it's only going to end one way. It's going to be some type of drama. And that's exactly what we get. As I told y'all, this kid cannot stay out of trouble. He decides to go over there and, get into it with the security dude at the front door. He gets into a little fight, a scuffle with this guy. Bakari decides to pull out a strap. Luckily, somebody grabbed it before he was able, to fire off a shot directly at the security dude. And once that happened, everybody start running. Everybody starts scrambling around. Next thing we know, Gemma ends up getting hit. She gets hit and gets knocked down and hits her stomach. And we already know what time it is. We knew once this happened, it was pretty much over for this whole baby. This storyline was pretty much done for. And it was bad. To actually see it happen like this was very bad. And everybody's trying to help her out and make sure she gets to the hospital. Bakari ends up running away, and we don't see him until the end of the episode. Then we get back to Keisha and Emmett, and Keisha is thinking about just moving in with Emmett. That is her whole, game plan. She believes that she has support there. He's good with Ronnie, and she can help him out as well. And Emmett, he thought about it, and he said, you know what? That's a great idea. So the two are going to decide to move in with each other. Keisha tells him, we got to figure this whole Tiffany thing out because she's going to try to kill me. And Emmett tells her, like, look, Tiffany will get over it. Everything's going to be good. Hopefully that is the case. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know Tiffany going to try some things in this next episode. I can't wait to see it. But as of right now, Tiffany and Emmett, they're definitely getting through all their issues. Now we get to the hospital. The doctor tells Jake and Marcus that the baby is gone. And y'all know Jake was upset. Marcus was upset as well. And it was sad to see how all this played out. Maisha tells Jake how everything happened. She's like, look, I saw it. I saw how it all started. I was on stage, and Bakari, he pretty much started it all. And this is how everything happened. And he's pissed off. And he's like, really? So this is all Bakari's fault. And he tells Papa, like, look, I told you he was not shit. You already know Bakari and Jake don't have the best relationship at all. They hate each other, right? And this is what Jake has told Papa. Papa's known this, but we know Papa and Bakari, they became real close. We know that Rashad helped bring in Bakari into the household, and Papa and Bakari came even more closer than they have been before. It's like I told y'all last night, it's like the ripple effect thing all over again. Papa feels bad because he was the one that brought Bakari there. We know Rashad feels bad because he was the one that brought Bakari into the household and, had him all in that rock center. And he believed that it was best to invest in this kid to make sure that he's good. But as of right now, it ain't looking too good for Bakari. And Papa and Rashad definitely felt like, a lot of this is their fault. What do you guys think about that? Now, Gemma tells Jake that she's sorry for what happened and that she probably should have just stayed home. And Jake tells her, like, look, you ain't got nothing to be sorry about. And that's true. She doesn't have anything to be sorry about. Bakari went out there. He did what he did. And his actions, left us with these results. It's sad how everything played out. And to see Jake and Gemma like this is going to really affect them. I'm eager to see how they behave for the remainder of the season. You guys let me know. But this is going to be a tough one for them. And Gemma, based off this next episode, she's looking out of it, man. Mentally, she does not seem the same, and she's not the same person anymore, especially after these events. Now, we get to Kevin and Simone, and Kevin ends his night well. I know the description stated that he's going to struggle with his whole gaming competition and his relationship. Well, it seems like Kevin, he did what he had to do to make sure he had a good night. He got the kiss from Simone. We learned that he had to split up all his money and give, of course, Lene her cut. And after everybody got their cut, he didn't really have too much more money left after that. But that's going to motivate him to go out there and get more money with these gaming competitions. You guys let me know, man. What do you think about Kevin and his whole storyline and this whole gaming thing? Is this the right route for him to go? Then we get back to Gemma. Of course, she is sad and she doesn't want to be alone. Her pops is about to leave, but she tells him, like, look, I don't want to be alone. Can you stay in here with me? And you can tell he don't want to see his baby girl like this. This man loves Gemma. We know that. We've been seeing it since we saw these two on the screen, and he just wants the best for his baby girl. Now, we get to Jake. He goes home. He's crying. And of course, Trig and Rashad are there. They're trying to figure out what happened. He tells them about the whole baby thing, and Jake was just waiting for Bakari to show up. Once he shows up, he beats him down, tells him it's his fault that Gemma lost the baby. Of course, Bakari, he's confused. He was like, what? He didn't even know that she was pregnant, right? Hell, your boy Papa, he didn't even know about Gemma as well. And he was surprised about it. Now, Jake tells him, you got to go. You got to get up out of here. Get up out of my house. Rashad tells him the same thing. He's like, man, you got to go, man. And you can see the look on Bakari's face. He was sad, confused, and he didn't really know what to do. It's just sad to see him go through what he's going through because it seems like he's trying a little bit, but then he goes back to his old ways. And as you can see, Rashad, to me, it's feeling like, a lot of this is his fault because he brought Bakari into that household. Bakari is around because of him in his eyes, and he doesn't like how everything played out. And Trig was looking at him like, look, I told you, know what I'm saying? I told you this kid wasn't up to no good, and this is what happened. Now we get to Bakari, and he has no place to go, so he decides to go to Papa's house. And how do y'all see this all playing out with Bakari and Papa being so close? I told y'all, I want to see what Papa's dad is going to have to say about this. I'm just hoping Papa's able to stay out of trouble and not have any type of bad influences on him. We know Bakari could be, or he is a damn bad influence, right? But hopefully he can change his ways. Hopefully after these events in this episode, he can get that click in his head and say, you know what? I need to change my ways. Now, the episode ends off with Marcus in tears. You already know how he feels about his baby girl. He doesn't want anything bad happening to her, and he wants the best for her. And you can tell that this really got to him. You know what I'm saying? And as I told you guys earlier, this is going to have an effect on everybody. No one is really going to be the same after these events. That's why I'm eager to see how everything's going to play out with these characters, especially Jake and Gemma and, the people that's closest to them. You guys let me know, man. What do you think about episode 7? This was a crazy episode. Your boy Bakari, Ahmad Ferguson, once again. It don't matter what show he in, man. Every time you see his character, you already know it's going to be some mess. You know something is bound to happen. You know some action is definitely going to pop off if you see Ahmad Ferguson in any show. That's just my take. But we will be talking about the what to expect video for episode 8 soon. You guys get your predictions together. Y'all let me know exactly how y'all felt about this episode and what y'all see happening next. But thank you guys for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.